Welcome all wrists and welcome to another unboxing. Now here I have a watch I purchased from Aliexpress, and it's my first watch purchase from Aliexpress, and I know Aliexpress is kind of like that marketplace known for Chinese made watches, so this one just made sense to me to pick up as a first purchase from them. So let's open her up. Got some bubble wrap here. Very simple packaging. Let's put this to the side. Okay, so here we get kind of like this travel case, red star. Has like this carbon fiber pattern to it. Let's open her up. More protective bubble wrap. We get a strap over here. Brown leather strap. Let's see, we get a booklet. Full of information. How to function the watch. Nice and simple. Microfiber cloth. Red star. And the watch here. Let's take this out of the pouch. Let's get these stickers off. So just your usual protective stickers. One on the crystal. And let's see if there's a case back one. Yep. Let's take that off. Okay, stickers are off. Now the pouch itself. Oh, we even get a spring bar removal tool here. Very simple pouch, a little foam insert for the watch. Simple but functional. So you can use this to carry the watch around or carry some other things that you might want to carry with you. We'll put these things to the side and we'll get to the watch. Here it is. This is the Seagull 1963. Now I have the 38mm version with a sapphire crystal, and right off the bat, this little watch has so much character. The dial is quite unique. It has this like faded look to it, faded cream color, gold indices and numerals there on the dial. You get blued hands as well as blue hands on the subdials and a red chronograph hand there. You can see the logo has that red star logo, some Chinese script at the bottom here. And it's just a great looking chronograph in general. It really has that vintage aesthetic going on and military-esque appearance, especially when paired with this Nato strap that it has going on here. Now, the thickness of this watch, it is quite thick if you take a look there. And look how thick that bezel is as well. So it does have quite a tall profile, but it is a great looking watch. Now, I know there are many brands to discover on AliExpress, but I've had my eye on this watch for a couple of years now. Ever since I was getting into watch collecting, and you know, we're always looking for that affordable timepiece, and this has always been on that list because being a chronograph, especially a mechanical chronograph, they don't often come as cheap as this one does, and it has its own identity. It has its own unique appearance to go with it. It's not like it's a copy of anything else, and not only that, it's extremely affordable. Now, getting the watch in person and in the flesh, it definitely looks a lot better than the product shots and photos that I've seen online. The dial here, what I originally thought was a flat color has this like metallic sheen to it, like it's a faded gold color, or like a yellowy creamish dial. It's quite an interesting color, and it just looks so good. It really blends together that vintage theme. The dial elements themselves are nothing fancy. They're all rather basic and simple, but it doesn't really need anything fancy. And if we look at it, the hands, the hour and minutes are just a rectangular shape, chopped off tips. Subdials here do have a bit of variance, with the seconds having a counterbalance with a bit of shape, a pointed tip, while this other subdial is very similar to the hour and minutes with that rectangular shape. Printing on the dial looks good, looks crisp. The applied numerals and indices there have a bit of height to them in that golden color, but they're very basic in their finishing, and I quite like that because the watch itself is quite a basic but very charming look to it. I like the use of color, so it's not just a bland design we're looking at. It has a lot of interest, and I'm really liking that red chronograph hand. It really ties in with that red logo going on there. All right, let's see how it functions. So activating the chronograph function, the hand running along. Can we pause it? Yep. And let's reset. Okay. Seems to function well. Now it is a manual wind, so you will have to keep it wound if you want to keep it running, but I'm fine with having no automatic rotor. For the case, we're getting this polished, completely polished case. Has a very slim lug construction, a very sleek design, very minimalistic design, as well as the pushers there. Nice big crown with a star, so it's very easy to wind, and it's very satisfying to wind. I quite like the winding action. The mid case here itself is very thin, but then you see that protruding case back and protruding bezel there. So those are the two components that add a lot of height to this watch. And just remember, it is a chronograph, and chronographs generally have naturally high thickness. Now again, this is the 38mm version, so it will have 18mm lug width. So it can be a little difficult to find straps for it, but I think the 18mm lug width suits the compact size of the 38mm architecture they have going on here. Now the strap itself, it is rather rough. It feels like a very cheap Nato strap. It does have polished components on it to match the case, but it's nothing special, to be honest. This strap, you can tell it's just a mass-produced strap and just slapped onto the watch, but it does get the job done, and it does suit the overall theme of the watch itself. Now I'll take this strap off so we can take a closer look at the case back. Let's take this off here. We'll put that to the side and we'll turn her over so we can see into the movement here. Now this is probably one of the main draws of the timepiece. So apart from the gorgeous dial, we get this awesome chronograph movement. And keep in mind, guys, this is a very affordable timepiece. I got it for around, if I remember, 140 Australian dollars. Okay, Australian dollars, not US dollars. 140 Australian dollars. And it does have a bit of finishing to it, if you can see there. And for how affordable this is, the movement is such a sight to look at. It looks incredible, and looks a lot more expensive than it is. Now, in terms of how it will fare over time, like its reliability and accuracy, I'll have to do some testing on that, but first impressions, this movement looks incredible. It's very well done for the price point, and the absence of an automatic rotor just makes it all the more better because you see all those little gears and components working away. Let's activate the chronograph function and take a look. So you can see all those cog wheels just turning. It's quite mesmerizing and it's a nice touch. I'm glad they went with a display case back on this one. All right, let's stop it. All right, I'll put the strap back on and we'll see it on wrist. All right, here it is on wrist. Now my wrist size is about 6.5 inches for your reference, and the 38mm diameter on this watch just sits so well on my wrist. I love its compact shape, and I like to wear my Nato straps like this. I don't really do the conventional way. I like to have it all tucked down beneath here because it gives more cleaner look, but it just looks so great on the wrist, and this Nato strap color does match it quite well. Gives it that whole military vibe, and despite its thickness, it doesn't feel top heavy at all. Now here it is again with the Nato strap on the conventional way, with the rest of the strap tucked in to the side. Still wears rather nice. The shape, the compact size, I think it looks great. The pops of color from the dial as well add a lot of interest, and you can really see them when they're on the wrist. The blue and the red hands work nicely together. Now the watch also came with an additional leather strap, so we can switch it up for a bit of variety here. It also has quick release spring bars, so easy strap changes, and the two straps also come with different buckles. We can see on the Nato strap, it has that rather generic plain buckle, whereas on this leather strap it does have a bit more structure and it looks a bit more interesting. So let's get these spring bars off. And let's get this strap on. So nice and easy with quick release spring bars, easy to take off, easy to put on. So there's one strap on. All right, so here it is. Let's put these to the side. And we'll take a closer look at this. So here it is on the leather strap. Now I personally prefer it on the Nato strap. I think it suits the watch a lot more, gives it more of that rugged look, but it doesn't look too bad with the leather strap either. And I think the brown does a good job at also complementing the dial with the colors, and the neutral tone of the brown kind of matches that neutral dial color there. The leather strap itself is quite soft and quite pliable, so I don't expect it to have much breaking in time needed. Okay, here it is on wrist with the brown leather strap, and just as I expected, it didn't really need to be broken in. It just wrapped around effortlessly and with ease, so it's rather comfortable, sits nicely. And again, my wrist size is 6.5 inches for your reference. And while I do prefer the look of the Nato strap, I think it does pair quite nicely with this brown leather strap that they've added. And it's nice that they've actually included a leather strap as well, so you can switch it out, you get a bit of variety, and it kind of breathes new life into the watch if you get bored of one strap. There it is, guys. That's my unboxing and first impressions of the Seagull 1963. Let me know in the comments what you think about the watch. Once I spend more time with it, I will do a more in-depth review, and I might include this watch in some comparisons. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more watch content. I'll see you in the next one.